Hello, Aries. Welcome to your 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aries. I cannot believe I'm doing 2020 readings right now. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you get out your notebooks and pens just so you can take notes. I know a lot of you do. So before we get started, I just want you to know that I will be doing a tarot pop-up. So sign up for my newsletter, go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box if you want to get notified when that becomes available in the month of December or whenever else they come out. Okay, and also take a moment to subscribe because you know 2020 is going to be full of guidance and more tarot spreads and all sorts of good stuff. So make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with that. And otherwise, let's dive into it. So I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, Aries, let's start with your oracle cards for 2020. We have, I offer words of good intent. Okay, so big on communication this year. It's going to be a time to really express yourself, bring your thoughts, your ideas, your convictions to the forefront of your communication in a way that is of positive intention. And that's going to be a really great way for you to stimulate the things that you want, get your manifestations rolling, call the right people into your space. It's just going to bolster all of the things that you desire. And then we also have see with eyes of love. Yep, so the positive intention piece seems to be really key here, right? If you're looking through a lens of someone's after me or they're trying to attack me, trying to have a little bit more compassion for your own sanity is going to be really helpful. Because if you can look at it from a standpoint of, okay, this behavior is coming from their own wounding, not that you need to fix it or problem solve it for them or anything like that. It's just for your own understanding. That way you don't internalize or get really caught up in what they're doing. It's going to make it way easier for you this year. And then we have resources. The time has come to look outside yourself. Trust that all you need to make it possible is on its way to you. Lay the bricks that will create the path to your destination. Okay, so just chipping away in 2020, I'm getting that it's like just adding a brick, adding a brick, adding a brick each and every time, and that's going to be what really gets the ball rolling. So you don't need to do everything in one shot, right? That cardinal Aries energy is something that it can make it really easy to initiate but not sustain. And so you really want to focus on sustainability and consistency this year if that's something you struggle with. And also understanding that maybe the solution lives outside of yourself and to just be open to calling that in. And then the angel card is abundance. Yes, we all want this. So you're lucky to have this one. And the abundance card is just constantly reconnecting yourself to there's more than enough. There's more than enough. There's more than enough. And as you do that repetitively and really training yourself to feel into that rather than worrying about, oh my God, is there enough? Am I going to make it? Where is it going to come from? How is it going to happen? Those types of things can really trip you up. So the more you focus on the abundance, which only means that there's more than enough, it does exist in some capacity, and then making yourself available to that and reconnecting with that will support you. Central energy for 2020. Ooh, 9 of Cups, wishes fulfilled, dreams coming true. I'm jealous. So the 9 of Cups is just fulfillment, satisfaction, getting the things that you need. Now, I am not going to blow smoke and tell you that, this might not take effort, right? It's a very, very positive card to have here. But do not squander the opportunity that the 9 of Cups brings. That's going to be the biggest downfall if you kind of sit on your hands this year. So I'm getting that if you put all of the pieces together, right, all of the advice that we're going to go through, all of the messages that come through, if you really bring that into present time, if you act on that, if you practice laying those bricks, this is what's available to you. So I get a lot of pushback from people who are in constant struggle. And so your job is basically finding another way, finding another path, if that happens to be what you're experiencing. The crossing energy or the challenge is the Knight of Swords. This is shiny object syndrome. Okay? So I'm just going to give you a forewarning. This is why you have to be careful with that cardinal energy. This is going to help you so that when you get into the groove of what you want to build or what you want to pursue, you don't get distracted by that Knight of Swords. Because especially with this card coming up, laying the bricks, that tells me that things will take time. I don't mean that in a bad way. It doesn't mean it's going to take forever. It just means that you have to stay focused. You can't jump ship before the manifestation comes in. You don't want to do that. So if there's a project, if there's a goal that you're focusing on, you really need to stick to it this year. You really need to just put your conviction behind that, put your fire behind it, and put your energy behind it. Just because there's another idea or another hit of inspiration or there's another thing to do doesn't mean that you want to stop putting energy behind the thing that you intended. So this is where it's just kind of like, yep, you can get it, but you just can't throw in the towel prematurely if you're going after something. So make sure you're sustaining the things that you desire. And then what you have shifting out in 2020 is the Five of Pentacles. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is a great reading. This is scarcity, lack, doubt. All of the things that might be tampering with your money or situations that make you feel stuck or like there's not enough. Again, that scarcity piece is really evolving into abundance this year if you're actively working on it. If you sit on your hands in 2020, I don't know what to tell you. If you're just continuing doing the same thing, I don't know what to tell you. But this is saying with effort, with attention, with consciousness, with practice, with your efforts, this is what's available. Just make sure you're continuing to stay on that track and really owning your desires and what it is that you want. Having your intentions and your energy behind it is going to make it manifest. And you can completely shed the scarcity programs in 2020. So that's an awesome card to have. And then the oncoming energy is the Three of Swords. Don't worry, I'll clarify this for you. But it's very interesting. My gut, my intuition is saying this is just a natural part. Every time you install a new program mentally, you're going to shed an old one. So there may have been a lot of comfort in stress. There may have been a lot of comfort in, scrapping around and fighting and having to, make it extra hard on yourself. I think there is like a mourning process that happens when you're releasing struggle, when you're releasing programs of stress, when you're releasing like that part of yourself. I'll clarify it, but that's what my intuition is saying. Yeah, okay, so this is the Ace of Pentacles, technically. And that tells me it's like the new seed, the new experience, the new plant that you have that you're nurturing. And with that comes grief. So every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another. If you say yes to abundance, you're saying no to scarcity. If you say yes to scarcity, you're saying no to abundance. So there is no way around grief. You guys know I don't make any harsh predictions about like, oh, there's heartbreak on the horizon. No. I don't do that. It's really not my style. But just understand death and rebirth. We do these things in little ways all of the time. It's not something that's, only in one facet or area of your life that happens. It really is about waking up to what needs to be released internally and externally and being willing to do that so you can experience that new golden opportunity that wants to come through. Now let's look at your goals, projects, career, whatever is most important that you're striving towards. This is what card is going to help you out. Four of Pentacles. So two things are coming up with this. Either you're still kind of infusing that scarcity program from over here into the project, which might be making it a little bit slower to grow. It's workable, don't worry about that. Totally workable, it just might take a little bit of extra TLC in order to shift it. And the other possibility here is that you're not putting enough energy behind it. So wherever there's something leaking through that's making it slower. So it's something that you can expedite the process. It's just that you're going to have to pay extra close attention to, am I still wanting to struggle? Like, is that still something where I'm like, oh, this goal is so laborious and intense and it's never going to happen. Oh my God. You know, if that's kind of the soundtrack that's running in the background, this is saying that's what you're working through and dismantling in 2020. Otherwise, this is, just a reminder that if you actually want something, you need to get all of your energy on board with that goal. And that's what's going to make it come to life, and that's what's going to make it faster. Like I said, the Four of Pentacles is kind of a sitting on your hands energy, like not doing anything or being slow to move. And so it's something that you might be dealing with fear. You might be confronting some fear pictures coming off of, what if I succeed? What if I fail? What if this flops? What if? So the more you can work through that, the better off you'll be. This is your relationships. I'm using that word fluidly. Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're not in a relationship, maybe you're looking, maybe you're just looking for friends. Whatever it is, here you go. We have the Seven of Swords. So this is like this sneaky card, right? But primarily, I just think that the Seven of Swords is really highlighting that there's a lot of information that's still under wraps right now. It's in the background. It may not have totally come up to the surface yet. Maybe you're unveiling things or limiting beliefs or restrictions or wounds that might be living in your relationship department, or the part that makes you feel connected or in healthy connection with others. And so I think there's a lot of information that's being revealed in 2020 that's really going to help you work out some of the bugs in that system. So let me clarify this card. We have the Two of Pentacles. So decision making, being really conscious about what you're saying yes and no to, about what attitude, perspective, and strategy you're implementing around relationships, or looking for friends, or looking for contacts, whatever type of relationships you're calling into your space. I think there's just more and more that's going to be revealed over time. I would definitely just keep track of what your goals are in partnership, and then if your thoughts, words, and actions are lining up with that, or if you still need some healing around that area of your life. All of those are acceptable. Remember, this is our general reading, so I want you to really think about it a little bit more abstractly so that you can carry it with you throughout 2020. Okay, let's look at your material world, your money, your home, your financial stability, all of that. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Pay attention to your emotions in order to have the most success with money. So the emotional flow, you master that, you're going to master the money piece, right? It goes back to the feelings of abundance, the feelings of more than enough, the feelings, the conviction behind, yes, this is certain, it's coming to me, it's mine. And that is going to help you. And then also acknowledging that we don't want to thought stop around manifestation or around, you know, whatever wounds come up with scarcity or with money or stability or anything like that. We want to process them. And that's what the Queen of Cups is helping you to do. She's like, okay, we can have the emotions and we can work through them and process them. And that's what the work around releasing this Five of Pentacles really is. It's the Queen of Cups is having you shift from needing to suffer into being open to thriving. It seems like that's really what the flip is for you in 2020. You're going from suffering into thriving. And the Queen of Cups is helping you tap into the emotional piece because the emotions are what will be magnetic. And then the advice for you in 2020 is the Nine of Pentacles. Acknowledge how far you've come, acknowledge all of the stuff that you've been able to make happen, acknowledge and celebrate your wins. It seems like you kind of want to be present with what you've already accomplished. Don't lose sight of this. Be really present with it, and that will make you a magnet for more. If you do a little bit too much focusing outside of yourself, it is going to bring that down, right? Because as human beings, we constantly want the next thing. And so whatever successes you had in 2019 and whatever successes you call through in 2020, be present with them, because it is going to help you with everything else. If you're only focusing on, I need in order to be satisfied, you're going to perpetuate a state of needing. So just remember, being present with the Nine of Pentacles, the efforts that you've put in, the rewards you've called in, these types of things will be extraordinarily helpful for you in 2020. All right, let's get into the timeline, everybody. First, second, third, and fourth quarter. Each quarter is about 3 months of 2020. It's time, it's a little bit fluid, so let's see what's going on in this first quarter of 2020. We have the Six of Swords, so forward movement, shifting from instability to solid ground, right? The Six of Swords is really about going from that turbulent time, the turbulent waters, and heading in a direction where you finally get everything smoothed out and stabilized. So there's still movement and shifting happening at this first quarter, but then it's going to really calm down as we head into the second quarter. And then we have the moon. This is kind of, okay, so this is where the grief is coming up. That's definitely what's coming up here. And the reason being is that you probably kind of like the chaos a little bit, or you're addicted to the stress, or you really like the scrappiness, needing to figure it all out, having your nervous system run on overdrive and being really overworked. There's something about that I'm seeing you're still kind of plugged into. And so once you achieve that stability and solid ground, you're kind of like, but wait, what do I do with all of this pent up energy in my nervous system? What am I supposed to worry about now? And that's where the grieving will happen. This is giving you the opportunity to shift this Five of Pentacles out, but it comes with this Three of Swords. Like, what do I do now? And just having to really release that and pay attention to any self-sabotaging that might be coming up. We're all guilty of that, right? But really watch yourself for wanting things to become chaotic again if you have finally stabilized, and then you're wanting to find ways to stress yourself out once again in this second quarter. Third quarter of 2020, we have strength, personal power, will, autonomy. The strength card is awesome, having it sit over here, because it's like you have your mojo back. It's like, okay, I've recouped my strength, especially if you go from high stress to low stress. It can be really discombobulating, and so if you give yourself that time to regenerate, the strength card is on the other side of that, which is a full tank, clarity on the direction that you're moving, and just overall satisfaction with your energy levels. The final quarter of 2020, we have the World. Things are really coming together. This is resolution, tying up loose ends. If you feel like things were incomplete, you're not going to feel that way by the end of 2020. The World signifies that there's just a real opening up of the things that are available to you, the things that feel good to you, clarity around the direction that you're going, and it's like all the work has finally paid off. So that is definitely a nice way to end the year of 2020. And now we're going to do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick a card, any card, whatever feels best, right, and true for you. Ask a question, guidance, clarity, whatever it is that you need. If you need more time, pause the video. Otherwise, card number 1 is strength. Find the will to get it done. Find the will to move past your own resistance. And when I say resistance, for you, that might be not overfunctioning, not overworking, right? So if you have a resistance to wanting to slow down, or wanting to take a breather, or wanting to give to yourself, that is the work for you. For those of you who have been sitting on your hands, the resistance might be fear of taking action, fear of success, fear. So whatever your resistance is, find a way to challenge that. Card number 2, King of Pentacles, stability. Stability is the name of the game for you, and that is going to be the thing that you want to practice. It's just getting super grounded, mastering the ability to call in resources, mastering the ability to feel into abundance, mastering the ability to ground, stabilize, and secure yourself and have a lot of confidence in that. Card number 3, we have the 5 of Swords, conflict, and it's like the end of a battle. So anywhere you've been feeling and experiencing a lot of conflict, it seems like that's shifting for you. It's transforming. It's something that is being put to rest. So I think that the need for you to fight your way to success has really shifted, and things are going to be getting easier. So as soon as you kind of lay down the sword, things are going to get a lot smoother. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, if you want to know which decks I used in this reading, they are listed in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe so you have more supportive videos throughout your 2020. And don't forget to watch your sun, moon, and rising if you haven't already. And if you want to know how to work with me one-on-one, go to onyxhealing.com or check out the description box for all of the fun stuff that I have to offer. And until next time, have a beautiful 2020, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.